Hello everybody, welcome back to Ghostly French Toast, and today we're doing a lore video on a Dark Souls 2 boss, and that boss is Fume Knight, or aka Raime. So enough dawdling around, let's dive on in. To counter the previous video that I did on Velstadt, now I wanted to do like something on Raime, because Raime's a boss that I've been wanting to cover for such a long time, because he has such an interesting lore, and how it connects back to Dragon Lake, and how it also connects to Nashandra and furthermore Manus and the Abyss itself. So, starting off with the beginning, we know that he was originally a part of a kingdom called Dragon Lake, as I talked about before, ruled by Vendrick. And he had this cool brother named Velstadt. Velstadt, gold armor, bell guy. He's really cool. Go check out my other video if you haven't seen it, cause very good video. Definitely recommend it. I'll definitely put in the description below if you want to check it out. So they were originally really cool brothers, and they actually got along for such a long time. They were the hands of the king to Vendrick, because like if Vendrick wanted something done, like to go kill someone, they would or defend the kingdom, his first choices would be Velstadt or Raime. Long story short, Vendrick became a simp and started liking this girl named Nashandra. And Nashandra's not a chill girl at all. She's probably some of the worst girl from material you can ever possibly have, because turns out she's the child of Manus. Not really like children, but like a fragment, you know? Like after the player defeats Manus in Dark Souls 1, his soul gets split out into 4 different characters to say. And they each end up in different kingdoms, like one Dragon Lake, one in the Sunken City, one in Malayam Lois, and one at the bottom of Brume Tower. We're going to talk about the one in Brume Tower in a little bit. So once Nashandra came along, the Shard of Manus, and Raime realized that Nashandra's manipulating Vendrick. Raime's like, hey dude, this ain't cool. Then Velstadt got mad and basically beat the shit out of Raime, which isn't cash money at all, don't get me wrong. But like, Velstadt, he's gotta stand up for what he believes in, ain't fucking men. So after the fight and Raime loses, he gets exiled. And he basically goes on this long journey trying to find something or in someone to put his faith and like belief into. And this ties into Suralan and the Iron King. So long story short, they were these 2 powerful people. I also have a video, I'll also put a link in the description to that video. There are these 2 powerful people ruled over a kingdom. Long story short, the Iron King was like, hey, I'm powerful now, I don't have to listen to Suralan. And Suralan was like his advisor kind of deal. So Suralan left, and that made the Iron King mad, so he went after Suralan and kicked the living shit out of him. And now Suralan is at the top, his armor is at the top of Brume Tower, because the Ivory King, oh my god. The Iron King is kind of like depressed and all that, he killed his best friend. So long story short, Raime makes his way to the Brume Tower, and Brume Tower is this big menacing place that the Iron King used to basically make all his golems, his weaponry. It's basically an armory kind of deal. And at the base of Brume Tower, one of the shards of Manus could be found. And if we know Manus ain't a cash money guy. I know he just wanted to sleep and all, and just be left alone before the town of Ulasil awakened him. But long story short, Manus is kind of like the embodiment of evil itself. So one of the shards of Manus was down at the bottom of Brume Tower. And somehow, some way, it convinced Raime to join her and become the Fume Knight. And this produced probably one of the coolest armor sets in the game, and probably one of the most recognizable swords in the Souls franchise, besides the Moonlight Great Sword and the Claymore. Because everyone uses the Claymore in PvP, it makes me want to shoot myself. But like, anyways, back to the point where I'm at. So Raime basically becomes the Fume Knight, and he just descends into this madness because he was his only known goal was to protect Vendrick. But now he found this person of darkness and is corrupted by this child of Manus. And it really shows that Raime, because I feel like the story of Dark Souls 2 is all about corruption. We see how Velstadt falls to the Abyss as well, and he uses dark magic instead of using holy magic. We see Vendrick fall into the howling state after he tried so long to delay it. And we see Raime also fall to the Abyss. basically, as a sort of Artorias, but instead of being corrupted by it, he uses the strength of the Abyss into, and we see basically what happened after, because the canonical ending is the linking of fire was linked again from Dark Souls 1. And for some people that maybe look as a good ending. But Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 really emphasize how bad that can be, especially Dark Souls 2. I feel like that's why Dark Souls 2 is slept on. They don't realize how important it is to the Souls franchise, because we see what would happen if the Age of Light kept going. And we see basically the ending of the Age of Light, or the Age of Fire. So we have the start of the Age of Fire and what it looks like in like the Primish era. Then we see in Drangleic the effects of all the what happens to humans if the Age of Fire keeps going. And then Dark Souls 3 we see the end of it. And I feel like that's a very poetic and symbolic ending to the Souls franchise. But going back to Dark Souls 2 and Raime. And so Raime now sits at the bottom of Brume Tower as a final defense for this Shard of Madness. And basically protects as a silent guardian, because at the bottom of the tower, that's where we find Raime, and we see that he's kind of possessed the sword of what's it called? Fume's Ultra Great Sword at the bottom. And okay, here's my personal theory. Raime isn't the first Fume Knight, because the Fume Ultra Great Sword is at the bottom. And I feel like of the tower, and it's already sitting there rested. And I feel like Raime seems like he's been summoned. So there has to, my personal theory is I feel like there's another another Fume Knight somewhere in the past. He might have died, whatever. But this Child of Madness definitely corrupted someone else and used them as a puppet to protect them in the end. So yeah, that's it for this time. And also, fun fact, if you wear Velstat's helmet in the boss fight, Raime gets really ticked and he goes straight into second phase. So whoop-de-doo. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time on Ghostly French Toast. Bye.